Those who deny climate change, what do you say to them?
In a free country, which at least we believe, we tell ourselves we live in a free country. I don't care what you believe. You believe whatever you want. The problem comes about is if you are in denial of an emergent scientific truth and you wield power over legislation. That's a recipe for disaster. The person on the street doesn't care about climate change or doesn't, maybe we'll have a conversation, but I'm not going to lose sleep over that. It's when someone, an elected official, stands in denial of climate change, something that scientists have been telling them now for decades, and they're going to create legislation in response to that. That is the end of an informed democracy. The end. I don't beat politicians over the head. You'll never see me arguing with a politician. You know why? Because politicians, representatives, senators, they are duly elected by a community of people, the electorate. So if they want to say the Earth is 6,000 years old, it's probably because their electorate thinks so. And so as an educator, my task is to educate the electorate so that they could then vote people into office who can make sensible legislative decisions that can affect us all and not derive from their personal, private belief system.
Next thing.
Are you prepared to put your money where your ideas are?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then you're prepared. So here's the experiment. You take all the scientists who authored these papers, get them to pool their money, and invest in companies that would benefit from global warming. And take all the people who are in denial of global warming, take all their money, invest in companies that would presume there is no global warming. And I predict, you want a prediction? I predict that you will all go broke in the next 50 years.
And I will predict exactly the opposite. There has been...
What are your thoughts on adopting a plant-based diet in order to decrease greenhouse gases and prevent global warming?
What are my thoughts on having a plant-based diet to reduce carbon footprint and fix global warming? That's what you're saying? Is that the question?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's no doubt about it. If everyone became vegetarian overnight, you would reduce the carbon footprint. But generally, so the biggest part of the carbon footprint is transporting food. Okay, this is why you want to eat locally, to minimize that if you can. Now, I'm, as a scientist and as a big fan of engineering solutions to problems, rather than give up my 16-ounce ribeye, what I might do instead, oh, someone is hissing. You didn't hear the rest of my sentence, okay? By the way, cows don't actually exist in the wild. We invented them to turn grass into steak. We genetically manufactured cows. Just the way we genetically we created dogs. There are no dogs, they're wolves. And we said, wolf, you might bite me. Let me mess with your DNA and turn you into a lap dog. So what was I talking about? So what I'm thinking is, what I'd rather do is invent a way, perhaps, to scrub CO2 out of the atmosphere, so that we can bury it from whence it came. And that would be a solution where not much else actually has to change. And then you can completely, and you would control what the exact carbon signature is in the atmosphere. Turn on the machine, turn off the machine. If the world's a little too cold, warm it up a bit. That'd be an interesting exercise in geoengineering. We kind of do that anyway with floodplains. All right? We say, oh, that was too much water. Let's guide it into this channel rather than let nature have its way with us. Guide it into this channel to avoid flooding here or there, and if it doesn't work, we improve upon it so that we can live how we want. So I'm a fan of solutions to problems more than I'm a fan of saying, oh my gosh, it's a problem, oh my God, I want to sit down and say, how do I solve that? How do I solve, and by the way, let me, to at least throw a bone back in your direction. Until that happens, we need to do something serious, like work on convincing people in charge that global warming is real in the first place. So as an educator, my task is to educate the electorate so that they could then vote people into office who can make sensible legislative decisions that can affect us all and not derive from their personal private belief system. Rather than give up my 16-ounce ribeye,